Let's begin a new session and understand a few more concepts of Figma. When clicking on a web page, we have often come across interactive drop-downs, colored tabs, and similar elements. These are called prototypes that web designers use to collect feedback. These prototypes form a very important part of the web designing tool called Figma. This session begins with creating another web page and inserting the related texts and images via plugins. The color styles are then edited and selected. Next, it explains the process of creating another section of the same web page by copying and editing the texts from a reference frame. Then, a third section of the same web page is created. An auto layout feature is applied and the necessary adjustments are made. It then explains how plugins are selected to insert new photos. After this, the session explains the process of creating a prototype. Next, it explains the role of the option hover and the process of selecting an animation pattern. Finally, the session ends by explaining other features like overlay, horizontal screening, etc. Therefore, get, set, and create a prototype using Figma to improve your web page interaction.
Now we are going to create this About Us page, which will be based on the same thing. So what we're going to do is, now I'm going to create a new frame over here. The same settings, we just double click here to type About Us. And we can change its height to make it bigger and apply the layout grid from the library, the same layout grid. Now again we need the navigation, but we don't need the dark background here. So we are going to use a navigation of the dark color. So go to the asset, select the navigation of black, click and drag it here. You can see it perfectly fits. And if you go back, let's see, we have else in the About Us. We have a nice picture here. We have text here. Again, I'm going to copy paste the text, but first let's create the layout. So I will create this layout from one box here and one box from here. So we'll go back to About Us, back to rectangle. We are going to create one rectangle here, up to 4 grids approximately, and zoom in. Let me do till 6 because we want to create an overlap. Then take a copy of it with the Alt, click and drag. Take a copy of it here and make bigger like this. And you can simply insert the picture here. What we can do is we are going to select this again, right click, plugins, and go to the pixels. And we need picture with people talking. We need business, people, type business, and you can search. You can see we get very similar pictures here. And we have the exact same pictures also here. So let's click here. We have the exact pictures over there. So use that. And let's copy paste the text here. Go back to About Us. Normal text, copy it. Go back and paste it. Let's close this. Let's go back here. Select all the other text we have here. Copy it and paste it here. We just need to change the gray color of it. So we can keep it here. So this read more, let me show you basically first thing how this is created. You can create this arrow very easily by going to the tools and you can take an arrow tool. You can simply click and drag to get the arrow. So that's how that arrow has been created. We will delete that, and you can just change its color. Because if you want to see it properly, you can turn off the layout grids for some time. You can go to the option here. I can simply say layer grids off. So you can see the actual colors, and this is a dark gray. And even this is dark gray. So let's change this also to a lighter gray. I think we have taken it in the styles, but we don't have it. So let's create a lighter gray. Very light gray like this. I'm going to save this into my styles. Name it as light gray. And you're going to use the same color here. So let's select this, go to the library. We are going to take the light gray. Here we can make it a little bit darker. Just change it a bit. And this also a little bit darker. So let's go back and unlink the color here to make it darker. Just a little bit. Zoom out. Bring the layout grids back so we can see it. Just like these two, select this. We would shift this to side little bit so it perfectly fits. So you can see we are ready with that. Now, I will show you how to create this. I'm just going to copy and paste this text and show you how to do this. So I'm going to copy this, go back, paste it, keep it here. And for writing the other text, I will zoom it. Go over here, select the text tool, click once and go to write mission. So we have a mission text here. Now we need to have vision, mission and values. So let's go back. I want to change the text size of it to bigger. I will make it around 48. Make it bold. Keep the mission here. Take a copy of it by pressing Alt. Type vision. Select this and apply the primary color. And take another copy of it. Name it as values. And we're going to select this, make this gray. So let's go here, choose the gray color. So it is not too difficult to create, as you can see. So we will select these all and we will group it. I think I can just make a little bit bigger. So let's go to the scale tool, scale up them bigger. Keep the text in the center of it. And you can see our page is ready. This section is ready. Now the other section we have is this section. So again we are going to copy and paste the text. I will show you how to create one of them easily. How can you do that? So first, let's go here, copy this and paste it. Keep it here. And you can get a rectangle shape. Go to the rectangle shape. Let's create rectangle shape. And we're working with a 12 layout grid, so you can go up to 4. If you take 3 copies, you can see it will perfectly fit here. So we actually need 4 of them here. We are going to keep it per 3 grids over here. Let's go back. Make it 3 grids like this, so you can easily copy and paste it at a later stage. Now we are going to write some text at the bottom. So you can see we're going to have the name of the person and what his position is. We are going to copy and paste this text with centered alignment. Let's go back, paste it and keep it here. Let's zoom it. Let's keep it here. Properly aligned. And what we will do is, we will select both of them, group it and then convert it to an auto layout. Convert it to an auto layout and right click again, save frame selection. And convert this to an auto layout. So we can just simply copy paste this multiple times. What we'll do is, we will simply say auto layout again. Zoom out, and if I go to the 5th frame now and press Ctrl D to get 4 copies, just increase the space again to 20. I think we will increase little bit more to 25. So you can see the changes here. And you can simply select the same frame, press Alt and take a copy of it. And you can also use the Pexels plugin or any other plugin to insert images. I'm going to show you the first box, how to insert an image. Otherwise, I'm going to copy and paste the whole layout from the other document here. We'll double click here, right click. I go to the plugins and go to the photos. This is another plugin which you can get from the Figma community for your use. So if I go here, you can see I can look for people. Go to the people, we get people's pictures here. But instead of choosing it myself, I will try to take a random picture here. So go to the random option here. You can look for people. If you just click here, it will randomly place that picture. But it's not placing at the right place. Let me undo. Press Ctrl Z to undo. Select the frame only. So we will select the frame and click on people. And it will randomly place the picture. I'm not choosing any picture, but it is going to put a picture there randomly. So again, we are going to select this, click on the people, and you can have a random picture of it. If you don't like it, you can again click on it to have a variation of pictures. So you can simply click and you can keep changing the pictures here. You can also look for business pictures. You can just click on business and it will show you some business pictures here. So we can just have any random pictures here. That's how you can add or search the pictures you like over here. Let's say I'm going to choose this, click here, and I can use that picture here in it. So that's how you can insert the pictures. So now I'll be completing this layout and then show you the other steps. As you can see, I have now completed this whole layout. Now we just need the footer. We can take the footer from our home page as well. Zoom out, select the About Us, make it bigger. Select the footer, copy and paste it. You can click and drag to keep it here. So our About Us page is also ready now. Now we'll create some functionalities. Let me just position this better. Move this team into the About Us. So you can simply move it here. So our first stage of designing is done. The next thing we are going to do here is I'm going to see how to create a prototype, how to add interactions to it. So let's get started. Now what we are going to do is we are going to first look at the interaction of hover. So if you see, this one has a hover state to it. Go to the Let's Talk. It has a hover state to it. You can change it to hover, but when I hover my mouse, it should change its state. Same thing should happen in all the buttons I have here. So that's where the components can come in use. What you can do is you can go to its master. You can right click, go to the main component. It's displayed here. In this main component, I'm going to add a prototype. So let's go to the prototype. What I can do is I can go to the interactions, click on the plus sign. Instead of on click, I'm going to change it to while hovering. I want to change the state of it to hover. As simple as that. And it should show a dissolve animation. Let's keep it dissolve here. Now if I go back to the main page here, all of them have the interactions added to them. So if you go to the play, let's test this for the first time. Let's go to the present view. You can see it's loaded. I'll go to the options. Let's scale it to width. So if it fits here. Now you can see I have that hover effect here. Not only here, because we are using a component, so we have that effect, and this button also, and we will also have that effect in the About Us. So if I close this and if I go to the other page, you can see here also we have the same effect. Let's keep this open because we are going to use it again and again. Let's go back here. Let's add the second interaction. The second interaction we have in the home page is if we hover over this area, we should see this overlay coming up here. Let's see how we can do this. So we go back here, zoom in, and I'm just going to copy the portion of this group. Double click to copy, and we will paste it outside of this frame like this. This is basically taking it out with a new frame here. You can see it's a new frame here, and it's in auto layout. We are going to convert this to a normal frame. Right click and select remove auto layout. So it's a normal frame. I don't need the text here, so we double click on the text, delete the text here. We have the frame and it should be of the same size. We are going to add the circle behind it, so go to the elliptical tool, click and drag to create a circle like that. And I'm going to change its color of design tab into the primary color and shift this to inside of this frame. Now it's outside of that frame. How do I know this? If I go to the layers, you can see it's over here. I'm going to close About Us. It should be in the frame 7. Let's click and drag it, keep it behind the text. As you can see, we are keeping it behind. What we will do is we will just make this just using the down arrow to adjust this in the spacing. And I'm going to change the properties of the color. So I'm going to unlink the color here. Change the opacity of this color to 40 to look lighter again. Take a copy of it. So press Ctrl C, Ctrl V, so it comes exactly on top of it. Let's scale this down. And we're getting the effect that we needed. I just need to make the colors more lighter. I will set this as 20 and for the back as 10. So I'm going to make this a little bit bigger. Over here, let's see the other ellipse and move it up in it, and make sure this frame is not set to clip contents. Otherwise, if you clip the content, circle will look like this. So make sure the frame is not set to clip the content. Now what we can do is we can go here, double click on this box, and you can go to the prototype. We can select add an interaction on click and set off on click. Let's again go to while hovering. Choose the option to navigate to the frame 7 and we are going to overlay it. Not navigate actually, so you want to commit it on top of it. Select open overlay here and we are going to make it manual. So it comes exactly on top of it. You can also adjust the position. I think it's coming perfectly fine here. And then I'm going to select close when I click outside. We do not want to add a background behind overlay, so I'm going to change the animation to dissolve. Let's close this now. Let's preview it. If you go back, we don't have to click on the present again. We already have the presentation here. So if you scroll down and if I go here, you can see it's coming perfectly fine. So we even created that. You can also change the text color if you want to. So let's go back. Change the text color of this to black. Change it to black. Over here. And if you go back again, you see it changes to black. We have a nice hover effect here. Now let's see how can we create horizontal scrolling group. So we zoom out. We have this artwork you can see. We can select the artwork here and we can create a scrolling group out of it. How? Remember, this is all in one frame and the frame is smaller in size. This frame, I have already made it smaller like this. The other two images should not be visible. So I'm going to just make this smaller again. And we are making sure that it's clipping the content. If you click on it, you can see it. We are going to clip the content. Now what we can simply do is we can go to the prototype here, go to the drop down and select horizontal scrolling. That's it. Now go back. If I scroll down, I can now scroll it horizontally. So it's that easy to create a horizontal scrolling group.
Have you ever designed a website from start to end?
After doing in-depth research, I found many good websites to refer to and then design one. So I have designed a product-based website right from the beginning in Figma.
Can you show it to me?
Yes, to release a website, we first need to subscribe to a paid plan, so I didn't release it. But I will export the prototype design into PDF form and send it to you as soon as possible.
We are now starting a new session. We hope that you are able to enjoy and gain knowledge after completing every session. Web design is a very interesting career. Web designers use many design tools like Figma, etc. to create lovely web pages for your websites. This session starts by introducing you to the home page of the very popular Figma designing tool. Here, it first explains the login or sign-up process and then gives an overview of the home page. Next, it explains the process of creating 2 web pages for a given website. Following this, the session shows a prototyping variant and explains the process of creating a prototype in Figma. Then, it explains the different options present on the left panel, such as drafts, themes, community, etc. Again, it mentions Figma Jam as an important component of this designing tool. Next, the process of creating a new Figma workspace is explained. It then gives options to export, duplicate, etc. Explains the process of renaming your web page and mentions the use of the web browser version. Then, it explains the different options present on the left and right panels of Figma workspace in detail. Moving forward, it gives a detailed process of creating the web page, including steps for setting up the frame, fixing the styles, creating the page elements, setting the layout grids, customizing the grid as per preference, etc. The session sums up with color adjustments, menu bar creation, navigation setup, etc. Therefore, Figma is truly a useful tool for creating your desired web page for your websites.
So now we are going to get started with Figma. So if you go to the www.figma.com, you will come to the Figma landing page. And here you can know more about Figma. If you want to create a new account, you can simply sign up in Figma. Or if you already have an account, you can log in. So if you want to sign up, you can go to the sign up button here. And you can sign up here by typing your email ID and password and then create an account. Or you can also log in with a Google account directly in Figma. Or if you already have account, you can click on login and you can simply log in Figma. So I have already logged in and let's see what we will be creating in Figma. This is the website I'm going to design in Figma. I'm just connecting two pages, one home page and about us. I will not be designing everything here. Few things I will be copying from the design because to get this design from scratch will take a lot of time. So I will be teaching you all the essentials of Figma. First, let's see how the prototype of this website looks like. We will go to the play button here and present the prototype. So this is how our prototype will look like. It will just fit to the screen width and you can see I can scroll down here. If I hover over here, I can see a hovering effect coming up here. That's the interaction we can add. You can create this as scrollable bar. Scroll it, click on those buttons to scroll it, and if I go down, I have the services. And if I click on Know About Us, I will come on About Us page, and if I click here to read more, I can go to the Read More content. So that's a simple prototype I'm going to create in Figma from the start. So let's get started. What I will do is I will create a new file in Figma. So go to the new tab. You can simply go to the figma.com and if you're already logged in, it will take you to the Figma account. Now in this Figma account, you can see I already have a lot of files in my account, which are basically stored on the cloud. So these are the recent files. If I go to drafts, then we can see only the draft file here. Any file you create in Figma is basically a draft file, unless and until you move it to a particular team. So these are known as teams projects. These are very helpful if you are a person who's going to work with multiple people. And if you have a large team of, let's say, at least of 3 to 4 designers, then you can create a team and everybody can work on that project. So the Figma gives you the option to create teams here. And you can have a variety of teams in Figma. You also have access to the community. We're going to use community feature a lot for the plugins. You can also get some free files from the community to use in your designs. So if you click on the community, you will go to the community page here, where you can explore for plugins, widgets, design systems, website designs, pre-made website designs, which you can use in your website. I will go back for now. We will come back to this community page later. Besides this, now you have the option to create a new file here. So I'm just going to focus on Figma new project. The Figma Jam is another product of Figma, which talks about how to brainstorm and how to create a journey map of a customer or the users. So that's not what we are going to talk about in this module. We are just going to talk about the Figma new project. So let's create a new file for our website. So what I will do is I will go to the new design file, click here, and we'll create a blank file from here. And this is the workspace where you work in Figma. So let's see what options we have here. We have the toolbar over the top. So these are all the tools in Figma. And for any tool you have a drop down where you can access more tool options into it. These are all the tools you have here. Besides this, we can see this particular project is in drafts. That means it does not belong to any team, but you can move to any team at any point of time. I will show you later how to move this to a team project. So you can go to the drop down here on title. What I can do is I can export this file. I can duplicate this file. I can rename this file. So what I will do is I'll rename this file as per our project name. So click rename. I want to call it as a website createx demo. That is the name of a fictitious company. So I'm going to press enter. Then next to it, it will show you your account login. So this is my profile which I am working with. I have the share icon to share this file with anyone. I have the present button and the zoom in, zoom out options here. So you can see I have the zoom in, zoom out options, and I have other few options as well. We'll be looking at them as we progress. Now remember, I'm using the Figma in the web browser. So this is Google Chrome and this is where I'm using Figma. So if you need desktop app, you can download the Figma from figma.com. So if you go here and if you click on try Figma for free, you can create an account and download a desktop app of Figma from here and you can use it. There is no difference between the desktop app and the web app. It works the same way. So you really don't have a need to install it on your system, or you don't need a very high-end system to run Figma, because you can simply use it on web browser of any computer which can run the latest Google Chrome, Firefox, or even Edge. You can use Figma on the web browser. We are going to talk about the pages in a while. So we have layers, assets, and pages here. Then on the right hand side, you have the option of design, prototype, inspect. Most of the time you will be spending on designing. Once our design is complete, we will go to the prototype, and once our prototype is also complete, we can go to inspect the elements. So we have this gray area. This is the working space you have, and this is empty here. But to start with creating a website, first we need a frame and we need a basic screen size so we can start designing it. What I will do is I will go to the frame tool. There is a frame tool here, and as soon as you click on the frame tool, you will see in the design tab you have some presets of the screens. You have presets for phones, for tablets, for desktop, for presentation, watch, paper, social media, etc. So what we will be doing is we are going to select a full HD screen. We can see the plugin and the file cover, which is 1920 by 960. So we are going to take that as we are going to create the website. The full width is for full HD, and you could also cater for the smaller screens. So let me select the 1920 by 960. As I click on it, a new frame is now created here. And what I can do is I can rename it. Let's first rename it by double clicking here to home. And let's learn now how to zoom in and zoom out in Figma. You can zoom in, zoom out in Figma by going to this percentage option. And you can simply say zoom in, zoom out. Zoom to fit by Shift 1. Zoom to 50%, zoom to 100% by using Shift 0 and zoom to 200%. While you can type whatever value you need, but instead of going there all the time, what you can do is you can use the Control plus and minus to zoom in, zoom out. So if I use Control plus or minus, I can zoom in, zoom out, and that's what I will be doing most of the time when I will zoom in and zoom out. So we have the first screen created here, initial layout. Now let's start creating the elements, but before we start creating elements, I will set up the layout grids. They are very important in terms of the development for the developers and also for design. So I'm going to select the home and I will go to the layout grids here. If you click on the plus icon, you will see the grids coming up here. But we can customize these grids to column grids. Let's customize the grids. So if you click here, you can go to the grids and you can choose columns or rows. We are going to create a column grid here. First, I'm going to create a row. So go to the row here and I'll just simply change the row to 1. We don't want multiple rows. We want to change it to 1. And our actual website size will be 1280. So we are going to say the type to be centered. We are now going to customize this grid. So let's click here, go to the drop down and select the column. First I'll get one column which will define the maximum width of column here. We will keep it in center and we can change its width to 1280. So this will be the box size of our website. The gutter space we have here is 20, which doesn't really matter because we just have one column here. Let's close this. I'm going to add more columns to it. So I'll click on the plus sign. Go to the grid, change it to the columns. And this time we are going to take a column count of 12. Now 12 is also followed by developers when they use Bootstrap or Flutter for development, and 12 column layout is very popular in website development. So I'm going to take 12 columns and let's change this to center, and we are going to increase its width. So I'm going to give a width of 75. Let's try. We can see we still have the width remaining here. I think we can increase little bit more in width because we can cover the complete area here. So we are going to try 85 and tap. You can see it's almost near. Let's try 90. 90 is perfectly fitting our requirement here, as you can see. So we have the width of 90 and we have the gutter space of 20 here. That's the space between these columns over here. So let's close this. Let's zoom in and let's start creating the elements. You can also press the space bar to pan around. You can also use the scrolling bars here, or you can press the space bar to move around. The first thing we are going to do is we are going to add some background to it. Let me just zoom out and go to the rectangle tool to create a background. Go to the rectangle tool here. Select rectangle tool, click and drag to create a backup. And I'm going to change this background color to a gradient, which will have two colors. Go to the fill and I'm taking a shade of a dark blue color. I will take something darker here, and this is the color I'm going to use, but I want to change it to gradient. So let's go to the gradient first. Select a linear gradient, or let's select radial gradient. So you can see there is a radial gradient and you can change the colors of it. So I go to the first box. We will take this blue little bit more darker. Let's go to the other box. We will take the same blue here with high opacity, full opacity and a little lighter color. Just a bit. Now, you're going to adjust the gradient on the screens. We are going to press spacebar to move it here. I want a lighter color to the other side. So we can simply click and drag this here, and you can click and drag this here. So you can see lighter colors over here now, and we have darker colors outside. And I'm going to move this radial gradient to the other side from here. And I'm going to move this one to this side. So we have a nice rounded shape getting created here, which is looking like a little bit of light coming from that direction. The next thing that we are going to do is we are going to design the menu, the navigation here. So we are done with the background here. You can close this. So if you like to save this radial gradient, you can click on these 4 dots, click on the plus sign, and let's name this and create this style. That style is saved now, so I can use it again and again. It's very important to create styles because you can easily use them, and we are going to use them at a later stage, and we'll talk about how this can be useful to you. We can start creating the navigation. So for the navigation, if you go to our website demo pages or go to the actual demo file pages, just zoom in, hit the space bar, go down. You can see this header that I'm going to create. Now this is created with components, and components are very important in Figma. They are the backbone of the design system and the way you work in Figma. So anything you see in purple color in Figma is known as the component.
Have a look at this website. Looking at Have a look at this website. Looking at it, can you tell me if you can design a wireframe for this website?
Yes, I would be able to design a wireframe for it.
How would you design it?
I would first need the content and imagery ready. Once this step is done, I will start designing a wireframe in Figma. I will place all the content and imagery in frames, keeping in mind about the client requirements and inputs from the internal discussions.